Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Sprout. I've had a request to show how I made my lasagna garden beds, so I figured I'd share with you the most recent one that I made here. Please enjoy. Let me know what you think. The idea is that these layers all, I'm exhausted, slowly break down. So basically it's like a compost built into the underside of the garden bed. So as it gets wet and as everything starts to break down, it kind of flattens out, but then it just releases all of the nutrients as it's breaking down to feed the plants. Alright, so got all of the sticks in the ground. So the next step that I'm going to take anyways is I am going to go into our forest path here and rake up all of the leaves and needles left over from the fall. There's lots here. I'll just use that as kind of like the next layer of my lasagna. There are questions about the pine needles that I'm using. I mean, we're basically in pine country. There's pine trees all around, as you can see, completely surrounding me. And so I did some research because I've heard a lot about how pine needles and pine trees, they make the soil really acidic. After doing some research, found out that that is actually not the case. The pine needles will they start off acidic and then they break down and then they're perfectly fine. So we decided to test that out, and we made all of our lasagna beds so far with these pine needles, and nobody seems to be upset actually. Like even my blueberries here, I figured I'd put them here because just in case things got more acidic, and we're actually having trouble with not enough acidity. And then, I mean, I've planted all these other things around it that don't need acidic soil, and they seem to be doing fine too. So that's one of our experiments. We'll see how that goes throughout the season. So now I'm just gonna rake some more leaves, squish it down, step it down, fill this guy with leaves and pine needles, and then just pile this dirt back on top. Alright, I've shoveled some of the dirt back on, and I just yoinked a bunch of weeds out from over there where all the weeds are getting really tall. We don't have a gas mower, we have a manual one, and it's tough to get up in those weird spaces, and even if you do, it usually just smooshes the weeds down and doesn't cut them. So I just yoinked them all out by hand and put them here for another layer of my lasagna to break down. Feed my plants. Next, I will be raking all of this rest of the dirt on top, and then watering. So I finished raking all the soil back onto the pile. Then I added some fresh food scraps, such as banana peels and potato peels, lots of peels. You can see a banana there. And then I put more pine needles on top, as you can see, to kind of keep everything nice and moist in there. And when Taylor comes back with the truck, we will add some fresh dirt on top, some nice garden soil, composted garden soil, so we can plant our tomatoes. And that's it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my lasagna gardening video. Of course, there are lots more options of different kinds of layers you can put on. It just all depends on what you have handy in your yard and in your compost bin. So yeah, layer it on up like a lasagna and watch your stuff grow. See you next time.